Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. It is January 6th, 2020. Monday, I already said that. Start of a new week and beginning of the year and start of 2020 Be Blessed video series. I'm super excited. So if you happen to have caught any of my two lives that I did one on New Year's Eve and then I did one this past Saturday. If you happen to catch any of those, I briefly talked about what 2020 Be Blessed video series is going to look like, how it's going to be structured. If you didn't catch it though, that's okay. I don't mind saying it again. Before I tell you though, of course I have a new background. I'm not in my room, which again, if you caught one of my lives, I was talking about how I really wanted to get out of my room and film in a different area of my home. And I'm really happy because I was gonna purchase all of these things like studio lights and like I was just really honestly gonna do too much. And then last night I was sitting at my dining room table and I'm like, the lighting in this area is pretty much perfect for videos, like for filming and stuff like that. So I'm at my dining room table. For anyone who's been at my house, I'm at my dining room table. The lighting is perfect, so I'm really happy about that. But yes, so we're at the start of a new year. New video series. Another thing that I really want to talk about, well, I'll say that later. But anyway, so like I said in my lives, this year we're really going to try to focus on one goal or one area of our lives at a time. So each month we're going to have a set goal, and then each week of that month, or really it happens to be like every 28 to 30 days, but each week of that month or each week of those 30 days, we're going to break down that goal and really try to figure out how it applies to our lives, and then talk about personal and practical application, because I think that last year we did great at identifying a lot of different goals. Number one, it may or may not have been overwhelming to some people because I was doing a new goal every single day and charging us to really follow those goals. But also, it just may have been too much for some people. So today, this year rather, we're really going to just try to focus on some of the heavy hitter goals from last year and just kind of attach to those goals and try to figure out, hey, how do I, practically live out whatever the goal was. Okay, so of course this is a new month. It's January. So the goal for this month is to be purposeful. And before I really get into the major goal for the month, I do want to say hi to IGTV, because I finally figured out how to post the goals post the videos on IGTV. Last year, like I think spring or summertime, someone had mentioned it to me and I looked into it once and then it fell off my radar, but I'm back on it again. So there's actually multiple ways that you can look at it. You can look at it on YouTube. You can look at it directly in, because I post them, well, I guess only two ways to look at it: YouTube and Instagram TV. So, welcome. But anyway, yeah, so the goal for January is to be purposeful. So this month, we're really going to talk about our purpose, figuring out what our purpose is, what that means for our lives, and then how do we practically apply our purpose, or how do we practically live out our purpose for the rest of our life. And I believe that this is a very important goal to have as the start of any new journey, but of course at the start of this new year and this new decade, because without your purpose, and I've said it time and time again, without knowing your purpose and being active and intentional in fulfilling your purpose, it's really going to be hard for you to be goal-minded or for you to achieve things, because well, I won't say it's hard for you to achieve things, but you're going to have more of a struggle during your journey, because if you're doing things outside of your purpose, you're pretty much not doing things that are intended for you to do. Okay, and that makes sense when you look at the definition of purpose, which means that it's the reason for something was created, or the reason that you're doing something, or the reason that something exists. So if you have if the purpose of a chair, of course, is to sit down in it, but I I want to use it as something else, something that I want to use it as a table, I'm going to have some struggles in trying to use that chair as a table. Why? Because it wasn't purposed to be a table. Not saying I can't use it as a table. I can still set things on it, but especially these chairs are a little more cushiony. So it's not a flat surface. It's not stable enough. And it wasn't created to be a table. It was created to hold weight for a person, a body, not stabilize a plate or a cup that has juice in it that could spill and stain my chairs, stain my fabric. So kind of like that. Like, you have to figure out what your purpose is. That way you are being correct in everything that you do. Okay. So this week, again, I'm posting videos not every day anymore, but Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're still going to talk about our purpose, what that means in our lives. But this week, I want to give us a weekly challenge, or a weekly task, if you will. So one thing that I am going to tell you to do before I give you the weekly task, one thing that I am going to say is, if you don't already, I would suggest getting a journal, because we're going to be doing a lot of different activities this year, and it's very important for you to not only write it down but also date it. That way you know, like, hey, on Monday, January 6th of 2020, I was at this point in my life. However, June 1st of 2020, now I'm at this point in my life. That way you can see the progression and the development and the growth in your life. So today, or this week, we really want to identify our purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, pray about it. Like, honestly, I can't say it enough. Of course, I'm a Christian. I grew up in church all my life. So it's very easy for me to talk about prayer, because that's one thing that really has sustained me and sustained my relationship with God for ever, honestly. But yes, pray about your purpose is. And another thing, and now that I'm talking about that too, and of course I don't want to ramble on, and I don't want this video to be too long, but I just want to give like some insight about myself, because the only reason that I can really speak on purpose and things like that is just because of the things that I personally have gone through. And it's not like I've gone through anything, traumatic or anything like that, but I've gone through some things that have helped me identify who I am as a person and what my purpose is in life. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that on Wednesday. But that honestly is the main reason that I can speak so passionately about making sure that people find their purpose, is just because of the things that I've gone through. So that is our goal for the month, is to be purposeful. Today we have identified purpose, what you were created to do, what you are passionate about doing, or what you were put on this earth to do. If you don't know what your purpose is, pray about it. Ask God to reveal that to you. Write it down. Date it whenever you feel like you understand or you know what your purpose is. If you do know what your purpose is, still write it down and date it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same activity. I have a book and everything that I'm doing all of these activities with you. So today, Monday, January 6, 2020, we're writing down what our purpose is, what we think our purpose is. And so throughout this whole month, we're going to identify, or we're going to do some other activities that, if they aren't in line with what your purpose is, then you either need to change those things that we're going to talk about later, or you need to reevaluate what your purpose is, what you thought your purpose was, okay? So, yes, that is the goal for the month, is to be purposeful. Today we've identified purpose for our lives. Make sure you do your homework and write down your purpose. Again, I'm not going to talk to you guys tomorrow, but I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. So I hope everyone has a great Monday, a fabulous Tuesday, and I will talk to you guys again on Wednesday. Bye.